Hey, welcome back to Project Build. Today we're going to be fixing floor squeaks that actually come from your wall. When you're walking on your floors and you've got squeaks, it means you got some kind of movement coming on. In our case, what we have is our wall sill here, that's often called a wall plate, is this horizontal 2x4 that runs and sits on top of the subfloor, is actually moving, and I guess the subfloor under it is moving a little bit. So what's happened over time is the nails that go down and attach it to the subfloor, they've come loose, and so that sound you're hearing, that one, is actually metal on wood contact, and you've got the nail, and then the wall plate is just moving slightly around that nail, and you're hearing a really loud squeaking. Well, it's obnoxious, so I'm going to show you what you can do about it. The first thing we want to do is find out as close as we can where that squeak is actually coming from. So if I stand up and walk along here, it sounds like the squeak is coming from this general area here. Like right about here. So I'm going to mark that and then come back here. Alright, so good news and bad news here. The good news is we can absolutely fix this squeak. The bad news is, to do so, we've got to get access to the top of this wall plate here, which means we've got to cut a hole in our drywall. So to do this, you probably need to have your baseboards off. So for me, I already taken them off and I'm replacing them with some ones that I made, which I'll actually show you how to make and install your own in a future video. But since mine are already off, it'll be easy for me to do this. What I need to do is basically cut a window where I can access the nail that's making the noise here and have enough room to take that nail out and then put some screws in. So the first thing to do here is to take whatever new baseboards you're going to be putting down and set them up at the height they're going to be and make just a really light mark on the top of it. And that way, now when I'm cutting this hole, I know where the top of the baseboard is going to be, and I don't cut the hole close to or past that. So this gives me, a few inches here that I can actually get to the wall plate. And with that mark, I'll just go ahead and draw roughly what I want to cut out here. And I can always make this window wider later. It's all going to be covered with baseboard, so it's not a problem. Even if it wasn't, drywall's not that hard to repair. With our lines drawn, we've actually got to cut this hole out. You can see I started just kind of scoring it with the razor blade. You're probably going to want to use like a drywall jab saw, which is a sharp serrated edge saw. I actually don't have one. You could use a razor blade, something like this. It's going to be kind of hard to do that though. It's going to take a lot of effort. What I like to use is a oscillating multi-tool with just a drywall, or this is a all-purpose blade. I'm going to use that and I'm going to cut this out. Just be careful when you do that. Drywall is only about 1/2 inch thick, so you don't want to go too far in case there are any wires or anything behind there that you might hit. Okay, so we cut our hole, and I want to show you where the nails actually are, and they are what's making noise. We have one here, and then there's another one back here that you can't really see. So those are pretty far down in there. They're recessed into the wood, and they're gonna be hard to get out. When I did this in other places, the nails were so loose they were sticking up and real easy to take out. So I'm gonna try to leave these and then just put some screws in and reinforce this and try to tie the floor up to the wall plate so that when I walk on it, it doesn't move, and see if that does it. And if it doesn't, we'll have to take those out, but hopefully that will stop the squeaking. So I'm going to be using an impact driver with these are 2.5 inch construction screws, and I'm going to be driving them in with this long extension bit so I can get enough angle to actually drive them down through the wall plate into the subfloor. Alternatively, I have this right angle adapter which, well, it's not really rated for impact use. I've used it many times for that and it's worked fine. So what you would do with that is I would actually attach that to the impact driver, and then I'd be able to drive a screw at more of a right angle to the wall plate. So let's go ahead and try that and see if we can stop the squeaks. Alright, so that already has stopped the squeaking coming from here. There's a little bit from the wall on the opposite side of the hallway, but everything stopped here. So what I'm going to do is drive a few more screws using this right angle adapter so I can actually get to the back side of this wall plate down in here, and then I think this will be good enough. In total, I have 5 screws in there, 3 that you can see, and then there's 2 kind of back in the shadows there. I don't ever want to have to worry about this making sound again, so I would maybe went a little overkill with it, but it's better that than, you know, have it start squeaking again at any point. So I did that. I gotta come over here. There appear to be 2 places on this other wall on the other side of the hallway that are making sound. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those holes and get those to stop squeaking. I added 2 more holes over here. Got those screwed down, and I don't think they're making sound anymore. So in total we got 3 holes. And let's see, moment of truth. Yes, that is great. Right, so we are done, and I'm really happy to be done because these squeaks were driving me crazy. My office is through this hallway, and I was hearing it every day, and every time it drives me crazy. So really happy to have that taken care of and make this video for you. Hey, so thanks for watching. And I hope you learned something. I'll see you next time.